Mama. Ooh. Dude, hey, chill with that. Chill. What's up, Josh? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right, we're starting a new series on this channel. Basically, it's exact. If you've been watching me for a year, this is what I used to do. What's up, Balin? Ideally, I want to start. I'm gonna do this every day, and ideally, I want to start getting you guys on here. Obviously, this first one, I guess, is a little bit more me. But yeah, my OGs know. My OGs remember these streams, man. I miss them a lot now that I'm done with school. What's up, United? I guess my predictions didn't pan out so well, huh? How you doing, though, Balin? How's school, man? I actually just graduated yesterday. So it's all done. I'm excited to see what this question is here. Let me put this on. But yeah, so basically, let's get it started with. I'll get it started here with a question. Unless anyone has a question here, I'm kind of actually thinking Balin might get a talking point here. I'd love to get you on, Balin. On here. Ooh. Hit the booze a little too hard last night. Celebration. It's hot as fuck in here. It's hot as hell in Chicago. Thanks for making Rockets content, even though. Hell yeah, Michael and Kelsey. You betcha. Harden will never win the chip. Bro, isn't it crazy? Isn't it fucking crazy, man? It's unreal, dude. All right. I love it, Balin. How would you feel if the Rockets went after Jaylen Brunson in free agency? I love Jaylen, dude. I mean, Jaylen's a dog. You know what, dude? Let me make this interactive as fuck. Let's just pull this dude up and let's have a little discussion. Go ahead, drop your opinions down below if you got one on this. And grant access. What? To record this computer screen? I don't want you doing that. I'm all set, bruv. All right, so we got Jaylen Brunson. So my thing with Jaylen Brunson is this. I am a big Jaylen Brunson cat because my freshman year of high school, the first month of school or second month of school, we had this freshman day where all the freshmen went to a game and they played Jaylen Brunson. And so he dropped I think 42. He dropped over 40. I think it was 42 or 40. And from right there, you knew he was something special. But I think he's a perfect fit next to Jaylen, but Rocket fans will bite my head off by trying to replace KPJ. I really like this idea, Balin. But I do see what you're saying, the whole KPJ sitch. Obviously the Rockets can't. Anyone know off the top of their head how much cap we have? Because could you even sign Jaylen without making some shit happen? But Jaylen really came alive this year. I mean, right out of the get-go when he came into the league, he was solid. Is Jaylen a guy where you could throw on the bench for a season while we wait to see what happens with Kevin? Or would you want Kevin to leave the starting lineup, insert Jaylen, and then have KPJ kind of be that, the sixth man, close some games? My issue is I don't really want them going after Brunson, although, 16, 4, and 5 is super solid, shooting, career 37 from downtown. His efficiency is through the roof. I mean, 50% for a fucking point guard. I mean, you're going to take that. This is a possible 50, 40, 90 guy in a couple of years once he hits his prime. All right. It would be a sign and trade most likely with either Wood or Gordon included in the trade. I kind of like the idea of throwing Eric Gordon in that. That's interesting. I've never actually thought about what is Dallas going to do with Jalen Brunson? What are they going to do with him? What are they going to do with Dinwiddie? I mean, Dallas has some stuff they got to figure out here. I'm definitely open to this idea. I just don't know about the logistics of if it can happen. But obviously, I'd love to land a guy like Jalen Brunson. I'd love to land Jalen Brunson in general. I mean, came into the league a little bit on the older side from Villanova, and he can contribute. It would have been nice if we kind of knew Brunson was about this before this season. Maybe would have been able to get Eric Gordon for Jalen Brunson as a trade. KPJ a banger 6-man. My main thing is facilitation of the basketball, like playmaking for your squad. I'm big on KP as a point guard. So I'd run into some issues in the closing lineups. I wouldn't feel comfortable running KPJ, Brunson, and Jalen Green out there. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that at all. So, if this was next season, I think I would definitely try and hop on that. All right. Let's close that out. The biggest disappointment this season, very good question, dude. I'm kind of leaning towards Jay Sean, but at the same time, I do feel that's a little unfair. Let's pull up what he's got here. Trying to think of cats on the squad that were a big disappointment tonight. What's up, Puska? Happy belated. Dope ass jersey you got. I Wood disappointed me a lot in the first half of the season, and then he kind of started kicking it into gear around January after that whole BS drama shit. Just feels so unfair to have it as Jay, but I'll probably go with Jay. Even if he isn't my most disappointing, I mean, he just didn't have, keep in mind, guys, this guy, all NBA rookie team in his rookie season. So I'm thinking, all right, he's going to come out next season. He's going to start taking more threes. He's going to start, still getting into the rim, but he's going to start scoring a little bit more. I mean, we saw a 0.5 increase. Although the minutes were down, not really much of a difference as far as attempts in either category, especially threes. Technically shot less. 0.4 increase shooting the ball. I was kind of thinking he would have a little bit more of a play, ball in his hands a little bit more as a playmaker. I think that's honestly something they should have done a little bit more, is put the ball in Jay Sean's hands to kind of work the offense, to see how KPJ can score off of the ball. Jalen Green, I feel like it would have helped open a lot of things up, but I guess it's not like Jay Sean's a phenomenal ball handler. But I'm big on KPJ too, but he's just not a natural point guard. I know what you're saying. I just don't think I want to. It's tough, bro, because you got a guy who can drop 50 against the team that was about to win the championship. Normal basketball players can't do that. They just really can't. I think Jalen Green, Mark, definitely needs to be playmaking more. That is something that they did start to get into more in the second half of the season. You did see Jalen Green, just be able to have the ball in his hands a lot more. I definitely would say Green, the playmaking potential with this boy it's very, very sweet. It is very, very sweet. So I love the idea of Jalen Green being a playmaker. That's something interesting. I hope KPJ molds into a star here, but I wouldn't be frustrated. I wouldn't be disappointed one bit if he were to just have a similar year this year, but it's just clear that it's not working out at the point guard position. So as Baylon says, you throw him at the sixth man, and from there on out, you got to score there. But then you got to find, all right, who should you put Jalen Green next to? What kind of point guard do you want to put Jalen Green next to? Usman Garuba, this is a very good point. I don't think his stats are really all that fair on him, but 24 games played, I thought we'd see a lot more. The shooting was obviously pretty disastrous. I would say even just like his ability, as you say right here. I mean, I get he's a raw rookie, but he didn't show. I fully agree. I mean, it would be kind of cool sometimes when he'd be in the corner, he'd whip up a shot and it'd sink it and be like, all right, there you go. Obviously, I don't think he'll ever kind of turn into a full-on shooter, but defensively is really where the potential is with Garuba. But like you said, I mean, I really didn't see too many flashes of Garuba. He might have been a swing and a miss, which is really frustrating because of how deep that draft is. But that's the thing with these European players is I really thought he was going to be able to score a lot easier. However, I will say this. Usman Garuba, whenever he played in the G League, especially around, I don't know if you guys remember, around like Thanksgiving time, I believe it was around Thanksgiving time was when Usman was, on that G League squad and, they were winning nonstop games and he was putting up some stat lines. He was kind of like a walking double-double in the G League for a couple of games. Puska's got his most disappointing player as Wood. The leadership was definitely a big issue. It was definitely a big issue. And that's why I definitely view Christian Wood at the best a number 3 option on a championship team, at the very best. You don't want that guy to be your leader. I think it's pretty clear. What will we do with John Wall? Well, apparently Houston's got, I was probably going to make a video on this, but apparently Houston's got like just a running deal with LA. Like they have just an offer, a standing offer, I guess is the word. And I guess, the standing offer is John Wall for Russell Westbrook in a 2027 first-round draft pick. And then from there on out, you just buy Russ out immediately. I don't think we do anything with Wall unless that happens. I was really optimistic last season that he was going to be traded and, in the offseason, and it just never happened. So, I'm trying to keep my expectations in check with that as well because, I'd love to get a trade going, but at the same time, I don't really want to mess up. I don't want to mess up the salary caps. I don't want to go out and make a stupid trade and get like, guys who are on multi-year contracts just to acquire one specific player. Unless they better be really big on that guy. I'm talking like Luke Kennard, like those types of players. Don't see him becoming a star. Can I do polls on here, bro? I'm pretty sure I can do a poll. You can do background music. That's kind of sick. Let me see if I can figure out how to do a poll. I freaking know you can, though, YouTube. StreamYard. I know you can, but comment down below. Do you think KPJ turns into a star? Yeah, there's Joshua's answer. If we fall pick 5, do you think we need to trade up? Well, it's so interesting, dude, because I want a star player. Like it is so hard to get star players, superstar players, and it's like so hard to do this in the draft. If you have the 5th pick, like I'm for trading up. I just look back to last year, you got Kuminga, you got Giddey, you got Scotty Barnes, but I think last year's class was obviously a little bit more star heavy. It was just a deeper draft in general. It's a good question. I'm hoping that someone like maybe takes a gamble on Sharp. I wouldn't be upset if they did decide to trade up and even got rid of their 17th pick or whatever they have to do to trade up. But the thing is, I'm just not like sold on any specific player. Like, I look on Rockets Twitter all the time where it's like, I got Paolo up here, and then, 1A is Paolo, and then, 2A is, Jayden, and, not Banchero, Chet. It's just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. They all seem like really solid basketball players, but I don't want to have another rebuilding year like this where we're the worst record in the league. It would be really annoying if we fell to 5. I don't think we're going to fall to 5. Who's going to take the biggest leap next year, Green or Sengun? I think it's going to be Jaylen, man. I was preaching all season. Once we got to that All-Star break, I had a feeling Jaylen was going to take off second half. I thought he was going to get a major confidence boost just being in the dunk contest and being in the All-Star festivities. And, I mean, that's kind of exactly what happened. So I'm going Jaylen. I think Jaylen next year. I don't think 20 points per game is out of the equation in the slightest. If he's not a 20-point per game scorer, he's going to be freaking 19.4. Yeah, I just know they're giving Silas another year. I don't see the Lakers giving up a first. They'd have to get pretty freaking desperate. They're going to probably try and work some other trades around there. I've been seeing some Kendrick Nunn. I made a Lakers video the other day. It was like Kendrick. I was thinking of doing like Kendrick in 2 seconds for Jackson Hayes, but why would the Pelicans want to do that for Kendrick Nunn? Like, KPJ will be a star if he gets to play his natural position at the 2 again. So, I mean, you're right there with Balin. I mean, maybe you sign and trade. You get rid of Eric Gordon. You sign and trade Brunson. You got Brunson and Jaylen as your 1-2 starter, and then you got KP at the 2, and maybe you draft a backup point guard at 17. Or we'll know a lot more about what the Rockets can do after Tuesday once the lottery is there. Not related, but do you see Harden getting a max? Dude, the tough part is there's like no reason to max him. I do think he'll get a max because there is no way a team, especially like a team trying to like kind of find an identity or like win more. Like I have a hard time believing that all teams refuse to max him. I have a hard time believing that. But I would not max that man in any way, shape, or form. And it's mainly due to his age. I know he can still play. The playoffs, dude, it just sucks to see, man. The whole Harden thing is just, I gotta just try and be so hopeful that he can just turn back into that mother freaking guy. And then come playoff time, it's just like, he'll have his bursts. What game was it? Game 4 against Miami. I'm sitting in a bar and I'm like, what is going on? I wake up the next day just to rewatch the highlights of that game, dude. More of a 6-man. Seems to be a lot of people. That's what I'm saying here is I just want to give him another year with the keys at that point guard position. I mean, yeah, like I said, if you can drop 50 on the Bucks who go on to win the chip, I mean, you got something. But see, that's where we start getting a little into it. Like, he made a shit ton of threes in that game. Like, the shooting guard, like a KPJ at shooting guard, it's kind of cool, man. It just sucks. It doesn't look that we have Jalen Green, but it's just like, it poses some issues. But you can get creative with it. Ooh, Kessler. Paolo and Kessler. That works for me, man. That works for me. I haven't really found a guy in the draft that I'm like, yeah, don't pick this dude up at all. Like, you're going to be screwed if you pick this guy up. But I only recently started getting into draft stuff. So my draft stuff is, it's getting there. It'll be, once the lottery especially, it's going to be, like, I made a little draft video today. Like, I just recently started kind of scouting now that I'm done with school. Don't be an all-star, but good third option and a playmaker. Cam Johnson dropped like 50 this year. He did. I don't think it was 50. I know. I see what you're saying. Cam Johnson's a guy, but is Cam Johnson going to turn into a star? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he can hoop. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not the telltale sign. Sadiq Bey, another one of those guys, like, dropped 50 this year. Is it going to be a star? I mean, probably not. Probably not. Like, there's only so many stars in the league. That's fine. I mean, I'm not in a rush to go out and get a new head coach. Like, I don't think Silas is that guy as well. But as these guys start getting a little bit older and they start learning this offense, like, it takes years. People think it happens overnight. It takes years to build chemistry. It takes years to learn this type of stuff. So, I'm not a huge Silas supporter, not a Silas hater. I'm just right there in the middle. I hope he proves me wrong. I don't think he'll be the coach after this next season. But I'm glad. I want him to get another opportunity. I do want him to get another opportunity. Keep in mind, dude. I mean, he came here for Harden, didn't come here for him, but he had Harden, he had Tucker, he had Russ, he had Wood. Like, we had a squad at the start of last year. If I was a Rockets GM, bro, oh God, I think I'd fuck it up. Hopefully, he can grow into his body. That would be cool. That would be cool. You think this playmaker version of Harden fits with the actual Rocket squad? The Rocket reunion. Harden Rocket reunion. Well, the good news is you're not going to have to stress about this because the Rockets are not going to be able to sign this man. They're not. It's not going to be able to happen. I'm not fucking hell, dude. The whole Harden stitches. It's so tough, bro. It's so tough. I hope I'm so wrong, Malik, but I doubt it. I mean, I doubt it. Baylor and I were just kind of talking. I didn't see anything that offensively where it's going to be like, hey, he's got it. But young guy, anything can happen. Maybe he's more poised for like a Julius Randle leap than Jayshawn Tate as far as shooting goes. But these are his stats actually on the screen. Shit. 71% from free throw lines. It's so hard because he didn't play much. Like, barely played, actually. You don't think it's as far-fetched? Do you think the Houston Rockets are going to max out Harden this year? They can't even pay for anything. I think they'd welcome Harden back as well. I think so as well. I think it would rub a lot of people the wrong way, though. I think it'd have to make sense. I just don't see it happening this offseason. Next year, isn't he? That's where he's the free agent, isn't it? He's not a free agent right now, isn't it? After next. So say the Houston Rockets, say our top 5 pick looks like a Jaylen Green type of player where it's like, this guy's going to be a star, hopefully. That'd be the only way I'd want Harden back is if they had a lot of player progression and development and maybe even bring in a star. And it's like, maybe then, but once again, we get to close out crunch time games. I don't really know if that's the guy I want to lean on. I don't really know if he's the guy I want. Jaylen Green, Josh Christopher, the new rookies. I don't know if he's really the guy that I would want to be mentoring them. All right, David asked, what's up, David? Do you think we should go after Simon? I mean, Anthony is a fucking dog. Bro, actually, dude, you know what? That's so interesting, but I doubt they get rid of him. But you do bring up an interesting point because it's like they're trying to, build around Dame. They're trying to give him his stars. And it's like the lineup they have right now clearly isn't doing anything next year. Is Simons going to be a guy that they, try and trade away? Or are they going to be like, I'm sorry, Dame, it is a business and, we have 2 lottery picks this year. Maybe they get lucky and they get one of them top 5. Maybe they could go either direction. All right, let's flip this, try and get a star back for Dame or, trade Dame and try and get more, draft picks, more young studs, and let's build around these young cats. They had a very similar situation to what I would say the Rockets, obviously the timelines are much different, but it was interesting because you had a lot of young guys on that team really kind of ball their ass off at the end of the year. Like even guys like Justice Winslow, he was He was turning into something nice. Yeah, what's the point? A 2-year extension for like 50 a year, bro. Oh God. Carlos Beltran. That is a name I have not heard in years. Oh my, throwback. Who was the guy? Who was the guy who batted? Did Beltran bat 3 or 4? Who's the guy who bat either right before him or after him on that Mets squad? Fuck, bro. I'm sorry. I'm talking Houston Rockets, but now I'm looking up the 2010 Mets roster. Justin Turner. I think it was David Wright. It was David Wright. Wow, bro. They had a fucking squad. Angel Pagan and Hel Pagan. All right. Jose Reyes, too, bro. I forgot about Jose Reyes. All right. That's enough Mets talk. Just a little throwback. You think the Rockets should get Jabari or Paolo? Bro, it's a coin flip. I think Jabari's the more safe pick. I think that's kind of hot. If he can compete at that next level. I just think I've been big on Jabari all season, man. I think Jabari is still kind of my number one guy that I'm looking for. But Paolo's such an interesting player. Like he seems like he has Jalen Green's type of demeanor. Like, I'm that freaking guy. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna enjoy my time, and you're gonna enjoy watching me play. And you're not, and no one on the court's gonna stop me. Like that's what Jaylen, Paolo, like, they seem like they have very similar mentalities. Bucket Dame will be traded. It makes sense, man. NBA is a business. I don't know if they have enough to build around. You got Nurkic. Nurkic is a free agent. Like, brother, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. I hope. I actually kind of want to make a Blazers video now. I hope. Portland's always just such an interesting team. I love just kind of rooting for like small market teams, to be honest with you. I need Jabari. I need Chet. Who gets traded? Mitchell or Gobert? I would 100% go Gobert. I would. I don't think that they'll. To be honest with you, I think it's Gobert. They might trade both of them and just say F it. They might. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I want a great shot blocker and rebounder. I want Chet or Jabari. Good point. Yeah, you guys bring up good points. Paolo's defense is suspect. Fair points. I do kind of want a big boy who's not afraid. Do you see Knicks developing into at least an above average point guard? No. I think it's more opportunity. I think it's opportunity. I don't think he's gonna get it. Man. I really hope I'm wrong, and that, you know how my thoughts on Silas are. He just doesn't give a shit about these young guys at the beginning of seasons. Daishen Nix, I think, will be, at least in his career, a backup point guard. Like, Daishen is such an intriguing guy to me. I mean, this was what was he the number? I think he was the number one. If not, he was like a top 5 prospect when he graduated high school. Next year, what first do we have? We have this year or next year? Because this year we got 1 through 5 and 17. Gobert, I like Harden in the playoffs. Trash. Starting lineup: KPJ, Greenwood, Chet. Holy guacamole! Wow, Christian Wood at the 3. Whoa, hold the phone. A Lauri Markkanen type of role. The thing is, though, Lauri Markkanen's defense is substantially better than Christian Wood. I have never really thought around. I've never pondered the idea of Christian Wood at the 3. That's a really interesting thing, actually. That is very interesting. Go ahead, drop a comment if you got an opinion on Christian Wood at the 3. Let's have a little discussion about that. Jalen Duren's dope. Duren and Kessler, I'm for it. We need an Anthony Davis. Who doesn't? Jazz fans are split. Some think Gobert is more important to the team. I just like obviously that's what I'm thinking is you're not going to get a Gobert. There's a Gobert is so rare. You just gotta. I think their issue is not either of them. They just hate each other. Like, I think they're just way too old. I think they're way too old. Who's a better perimeter player than point player? Such an interesting. The thing with that lineup is that it kind of implies whoever we draft is going to be a backup. So I would imagine Sengun doesn't start still. I want Josh to get at least, yeah. Josh Christopher, I think, is poised for a good year as well. Louis brought up a really good question here, but I don't think that's going to get. Yeah, Jacob, it's actually kind of shocking to me that he shot under 30. I guess 30 rounded up. But I think one thing we learned is he can make threes. He can make threes. He's pretty streaky. 74 games. That blew my mind, actually. I was thinking, I'm sure you could go back to a lot of my videos pre-season thinking Josh Christopher was going to play in the G League for the first half and then get called up and barely play. So, actually, props to Silas, man. That actually gets me pretty more hopeful for Dacian. You read the art. I did not read this article, but apparently there's an article about Draymond Green or Garuba studying how Green plays and wanting to be like or similar to him. That would be freaking awesome, dude. I mean, my thoughts on the Warriors are without Draymond Green, I don't think they ever win a championship without Draymond Green. Maybe when you get into KD, it gets a little bit different, but I still stand by it. That would be freaking useful, man. Mobley and Green, we need a true center. So, David, who's your pick? Who's your pick? My top three. My top three would probably be a Jabari at 1. Jet and Paolo are kind of tied for me. I would love actually Chet. I'll go Chet at the 2. Ivy's intriguing to me, but I still think Paolo is going to be a really good basketball player. So probably Paolo at that 3. Wall for Gordon and Hayward. It's a salary swap, but at least we could use him at small forward. It's interesting. I might have to make a. Do I have a pen? That's a very good point, David. Why is my PlayStation? The hell? I'm alright. I'm gonna make a video on this. 200-300 Empire today. Hayward? Question mark. G Hayward. Do an arrow with Wall. Right. Alrighty. Mark Jackson. The Lakers should pick up Mark Jackson. Don't want Gordon's contract. Would you be able to throw Eric in that? Paolo can be like Tatum. JG would be Jaylen Brown, KPJ. If defense keep Marcus Smart. There's no way KPJ ever turns into a Marcus Smart, unfortunately. Your guy's Chet. His nickname. Oh. That's sick. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a bad idea. I know they want Russ, though. Like, they want Russ. I think LaMelo's time in Charlotte is not going to last long either. I hope it's wrong. Charlotte's a beautiful city. Chat. Ooh, Rich Base wants Aiton. Man, that'd be a lineup, wouldn't it? That would definitely be a lineup. Chet reminds me of Noah. That's my depoy right there. That's my center. I don't I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. Jaylen Green's my neighbor. That would be cool. KJ hopefully has got a step. Hopefully. That would be cool. He's a young player. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Damn, bro, where would we be right now if we signed Mark Jackson instead of Silas? Huh. Chet's the best fit, highest ceiling. Banchero, solid NBA player, second option, point forward. I like AJ Griffin. AJ's cool. Stay away from Ivy and Sharp. Yeah, I think Sharp's a little too risky for me. But I do hope he turns into a good player. I'll put y'all on the Ayton hype. Well, Ayton's a good player. I mean, who doesn't want Ayton on the Rockets? If you don't want Ayton on the Rockets, you probably are interested in like Chet or something. I mean, I'd love Ayton on the Rockets. I want Ayton to go to Toronto, though, for being real. Better version of Brandon Clark. I think that's disrespectful to Brandon Clark. I think KJ can have a Brandon Clark-esque year next year. Like, Brandon Clark can hoop, dude. Brandon Clark's the man. I'd take Clark on the Rockets. You'd see Nwaba and Gordon being moved. Yeah. I do see Nwaba getting moved. Eric Gordon. Man, the Rockets are stubborn, dude. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Ayton will want too much. Yeah, he wants to get paid. He wants to win it. You think Ayton's going to lose the NBA Finals? You know, maybe even get knocked out tomorrow or Sunday night to the Mavs and then be like, oh, let's go to Houston. I doubt it. But at the same time, what like a young player, you only have so much control being his age. Like if it was Joel, Chet, dude, this reminds me of like the 1 and 2, the mock draft where the Rockets are 1 and 2, and you get freaking Chet and Jabari. Holy shit! If the Rockets got picks 1 and 2, I don't even know what I would do. It'd be unbelievable. He's a much better shooter than Capella. I don't like Capella that much. As a player, he's cool. I would never want Capella on my team anymore. Especially in 2K. Holy shit, is it hard to play, have him on offensively. Obviously, defensively. He's a rock. Chet's a bad fit. Sean Bradley. I you know, to me, Chet's like weight is my biggest concern. Like, is he gonna be able to be as physical? But then I look at a guy like Mobley, but the thing with that is Cavs have such a good team defense. Mobley was a huge part of it, but you also have Jared Allen. I don't hate Capella at all. I just don't want Capella on my basketball squad. I don't really think you can win. You need like a Harden. You need a Trae Young. Like on this Rocket squad, I don't think he has a place. I want a guy. I want a center who can like do his thing, like Ayton. Like Chet. Being bodied for a while when he comes in the league. That's why I don't like him for the Rockets. It's definitely going to get bodied. I mean, who do those guys not body though? I mean, you can't guard any of those players one on one. And when Ibaka Cousins coming off the bench at center, whoa, the boogie return. The the boogie return. Wow, man, dude, we had freaking DeMarcus Cousins last year. Do I have to start saying 2 years ago now? I think I have to start saying 2 years ago. The Knicks. Well, no, Portland is in the lottery. Balin was a big fan of what was like it was like a I've seen like a lot of mock drafts will have Portland at like 8 to 10 from when I used to see those. I don't know if it's still going to be like that, but they got 2 lottery picks, and they're an interesting team that you could ship Wood off to because they're trying to, like I said, if they're gonna stick with Dame, it's kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting. You might be able to get Wood over there for a top tenner. Terrible on defense, and he might be the best. Maybe Duren is better defensively, but it's close. I mean, yeah. What did Chet average? 3.5 blocks last season. The thing with people saying Chet is not it, and blah blah blah, is like that's what people said about Mobley. Like you got a 7-footer who can move like Chet, a 7-footer who can move like Mobley. Like those don't really exist. If you can build muscles, it'd be great if every center we played didn't have a career night. You're playing the damn Mavs and you're thinking, all right, Dwight Powell's probably dropping 30 and 10 tonight. Like, I think Wood has heart. Wood's been through so much shit in his life. There's no way he doesn't have a heart. I mean, undrafted, he's in the NBA now. He's a starter. He's one of the only players in the NBA who's one of the only big men in the NBA who can average a double-double. I just think he's selfish. I think he's got a lot of heart. I think he's just a selfish guy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, same thing with Mobley was what people were saying. If Chet comes to the Rockets, you let Sengun put the body on defense. Chet makes the offense go. So, yeah, like that's why I'm thinking where it's like I wonder if Mobley was on the Rockets if he would have had as dominant as a season because, like, Jared Allen is a hell of an underrated basketball player, especially defensively. So, I would want Sengun to definitely prove me that he can play big body defense. But do you take the gamble? I don't think it's something that they would turn off from. Maybe you do end up. Maybe you draft Chet, and then you trade away Wood to Portland, and you get the 8th pick, and from there 8th, 10th pick, and then maybe you get Duren. Maybe you even trade. Maybe you use that 17th pick. Maybe who knows what they can do. I don't like where the Rockets stand right now because they have a lot of options. That's what Stone wants, and that's why I don't see a wall trade necessarily happening because he wants flexibility. So, oh wow, LaVine to Portland. I'd be upset. I want LaVine off of my Chicago Bulls. I'm sorry, but he is not that guy to me at all. He's a good basketball player, but for my Chicago Bulls long term, do I want him to be the number one? No. I hope we keep Bruno. Schroeder's interesting. I think we'll know a lot more after the draft. I think we'll definitely know that answer after the draft. I doubt Houston retains Schroeder. Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll retain Bruno. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It just seems so rockety to like prioritize like Dave Nwaba over Bruno. Chet plays like Pac-12 is really that good. I don't agree. Yeah, they really don't. Bro, there's that clip on Undisputed today where they were talking, or I made it by name yesterday where they were talking like Skip asked Shannon like how many 4 a.m. cheese he's like, be specific. Like, be honest. How many 4 a.m. cheeseburgers has James Harden had? And Uncle Shannon's like, hot dogs, chicken wings, cheeseburgers. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. But that club food. Shannon Sharp's like my all-time favorite person in the sports talking world. Chet has a few. Every prospect's going to have their holes. Every prospect's going to have it. The weight does scare people. He can move, pass, shoot, defend, block, rebound. Levine. Imagine the Rockets sign Levine. Whew. I can't wait what the Rockets get for the draft. It's such an exciting time, man. And I know we're still right now in the playoffs. And it's kind of, I don't know, for me in the playoffs, like it's hard to it's almost like my basketball break time. We have the lottery on Tuesday. I will be live for the lottery on Tuesday unless something were to come up, but I shouldn't have anything come up. So I will be live for the lottery on Tuesday. And that's gonna be a fucking day. Once that happens, bro, could you imagine Houston falls number 1? Can you imagine the hype? It's gonna be either way, 1 or 5, it doesn't matter. People are gonna get hyped again. Get back in shape. Yeah, just doubt it. I just doubt it. I don't think he'll ever be like fat. But I just highly doubt he shows up yoked. Like, imagine he had Giannis's work ethic with that. It's a good point, David, because even with Evan Mobley, like, bro, Mobley, like, there's no ceiling, there's no floor. Like, Evan Mobley puts on some weight. I'm not talking like 50 pounds here. I'm just talking some mass. You still want to have mobility. But these boys are twigs. I got more meat on my bones, it feels like. So it's going to be interesting, man. What if Chet gains the weight, and then you have to worry about injury and him losing his skills? I wouldn't worry about it. I think even if, like, Chet could gain, like, I mean, do you think that way with Jaylen Green? I feel like that's a fair point. Jaylen Green needs to put on mass. He needs to come into his body. He needs to grow into his body, but I'm not worried about mobility. I'm not worried about jumping. Because I'm not talking like 30 pounds of fat. I'm talking 10 pounds of lean muscle. I have a Rockets Discord, and it is in the bio. Yeah. But my thought with this, I was saying early in the pod, I was saying in this, my thoughts are to have people on most times. This is number 1 here. I'm going to try and do this every day, at least 4 times a week. Harden did that to get Doc fired. Bro, he's like a toxic fucking girl, isn't he? Oh, my God. What's up, Nicholas? How you doing, boss? That's what I'm saying, though, Rich. Like, I'm talking 10 pounds lean muscle mass. If Chet becomes Porzingis size, he should be good. Porzingis is such an interesting player in this league. We need Jabari Smith. I agree with you, Saquon. I agree with you. Jabari's just like, bro. I don't know. It might be a little bit more of a personal thing with me because, like, I remember watching this dude early on in the season, being like, shit, like he was hooping his ass off. My starting lineup would be Chet Sengun. Let me do it the other way. KPJ Green, KJ Chet Sengun. Be a fun squad to watch. It'd be a fun squad to watch. I don't think Wood gets traded. Whether or not you want it to happen, I don't think it happens. I think if he gets traded, it'll be 2 months into the season. Trade Silas for Jackson. Prime Porzingis. I remember watching that trap. That man got booed off the damn stage. But I believe KJ is ready to start at the 3 if we stop wasting his energy trying to be a big man. I think, what's up, Swaggy? Yeah, let's pull him up. KJ's got a shot, dude. And he's got a shot. That man can throw that shit down. 79 games played, like a huge improvement as far as playing time goes. He'll have a role in Houston next year. But yeah, this is something I talk about in most of my videos where I talk about like Jayshawn Tate is where I'm like, just throw Tate on the freaking bench, dude. If he can't shoot, put him on the damn bench. Put him on the damn bench. Let him have the ball in his hands more and let him just kind of do his thing. If you need to close a game, if you need his defense to close a game, throw him in there. But Jayshawn's a guy where he's just like an energy monster. I would love to see more KJ. Silas should have started KJ at least 10 times in this past season. It's okay to not give up on Tate. It's okay to keep starting Tate. But here and there, based off of matchups, especially if you're playing like a big team and you know you're not going to be able to score too much in the paint, start KJ Martin. That's simple. I feel like Chet's going to be injury-prone his whole NBA career. I want Paulo, but we'll also take Jabari Smith. My question to you, Nicholas, would be, what do you think about Evan Mobley then? Do you think he's going to be injury-prone his whole career? It's Dieng we're trading up for. Let me throw this in there. Get some really good video ideas here. I'm going to make a video about this because, as I was saying earlier, I haven't done too much of my draft stuff yet. I just started getting it going. I made one today on was it Jeremy? Packers videos. Hell yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna be better than a lot of people think. I'm excited. I've enjoyed the ones I've watched. Finally can start watching some YouTube here again. Only take Chet, Paulo, and Jabari are gone. What do you guys think about Ivy? I wonder what we would be saying about Ivy if I wonder what we would be saying about Ivy if we didn't have like even KPJ or Green especially. Chet. That's I'm still I think this is pretty much my locked in is Jabari, Chet, Paulo. And that's like the bright spot, Nicholas, to being like a pick like number 3. You know, it's almost like you have less pressure. The player's going to have less pressure. Unless you're like Jaylen Green and you just kind of live and thrive off of that. Those are the players I want. I want players who aren't afraid of Jack. KPJ Green, KJ Jabari Wood. I'd run it. One thing I've learned from seeing you guys comment all your stuff about starting lineups for next season, I think no matter what, it's going to be fun. And another thing I've noticed is Jayshawn Tate's in none of your guys's. I've not seen Jayshawn Tate in a single starting lineup, and I think that's the way it should be. 3 guards, we need 2 large big men. So that's why I'm like, dude, put this man on the bench Give him a 6-man role. They should have done this last year. Give Jay Sean, put in KJ Martin. Why the fuck was Eric Gordon starting basketball? Idiots. What you need to do, put Tate on the bench, let him run point forward, and let's see what the hell he can do. Because that man can pass, and he can – man, it's frustrating, dude. It's frustrating because now we know, like, less about, fucking KJ. And the good news is he's so young. KJ is so young. I feel like we can get everything Jabari do out of KJ, everything Jabari we get KJ. It's fair. Luka, I can't wait for Luka to be on Houston. What the hell picture is that? It's like tweaking me out. I don't think there's any chance, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you didn't have Jaylen? What if you didn't have KP? Ivy would be getting a lot more love in Houston, I'll tell you that. Chet would be nothing like Tice. I mean, I see. Like, I don't think Tice was an issue, man. I don't think he was much of an issue. He's just not a starter. Like, Daniel Tice, that was what was so frustrating about Silas is it's like with Tice, to him, it was either you're starting or you're getting a DNP, and it's like, just fucking put him on the bench. Give him 15, 20 minutes a night. Oh, my God. Why is it so difficult? Jaylen and Chet pairing. I would love pick number 3. I would love pick number 3. Last year was so different because you had you had Cade kind of being that freaking dude. Like, it was almost all season, undisputed. Cade was number 1. And I still think it should be that way, or I still think it should have been that way. In a redraft, I don't think Detroit takes anyone else. So, if we fall 5, what is the best pick? Keegan Murray. I think you'll see on as low. Yeah, pick number 5 is something I don't really want to think about. I don't even want to manifest it. It's something I'm trying to not think about it too much until we know if it's going to happen. 5's a tricky spot. It is. It's not the end of the world, but it's a tricky spot. I really hope they make the playoffs. I don't think the play-in's that far of a stretch. You're going to need a lot of player development, and you're going to need a lot of playoff progression. I've yet to see Nick. Yeah. See? You see what I'm saying? There's so many variables at play, but, once again, another if the Rockets blank. The Rockets had a big man. The Rockets had DeAndre Ayton. We'd be talking about Ivy a lot more because that boy can play basketball. Tate would make much sense on a contender. Yeah, so he would. The tough part is value is just not really there, man. It's just, it's not like it's horrible value, but you're not going to be giving up a first for him. You're not going to be giving up a solid young player for him. The Tate Sitch is interesting, but it's a guy I want on the team. If the Rockets still want him, I'm not going to complain because of his energy. It's a good culture piece to have, helping establish the new culture of the Houston Rockets. If Houston gets a 5th pick, we trade it. Wow. I am so ready for the lottery. It's unreal, dude. I remember last year lottery, I was visiting my dad in Florida. Nikki Babs was on it. I can't remember. It wasn't on this channel. It was on Will Upton, but Raiders Daily get approved. Yes, sir. I'm working on some new channels as well. I'm about to get into baseball. I need to pick my team. I'm about to get into baseball, and I'm about to make a new football team. I need to figure out teams for both of them. Making football videos is so fucking fun. I'm a Packers fan, and I have a Bears channel. It's just so fun. So So you bring up such an interesting point because it's like even talking to even like 2010s, bro. This shit is such a new thing where you have all these players just thinking they're like so much more important than they are. Like, could you imagine this happening on Jordan's team? And so you bring up a good point. If we're looking for a great squad, are these the guys you want on them? Christian Wood, KPJ, it's interesting. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't know the whole situation. We don't know the whole situation. But if it poses, and that's why I said that's like strike 1 and 2 for both of them. Strike 1 and 2 for both of them. One more, and I'm gonna have a lot more comments to say to you guys because that shit, Michael Jordan. You think Michael Jordan's allowing that? Oh my God, he would be cut the next day. He'd be cut the next day. But then also, dropped 50 the year before, and we don't have Michael Jordan. It's also 30 fucking years past it. So it's, I hate Silas. I don't hate Silas. I don't think he's. I think he's. What sucks, dude. I think the idea of Steven Silas being a head coach is super cool. And it's the thing, dude, is I don't want him to never get another opportunity to be a head coach because the Houston Rockets completely rebuilt their team. Last year's roster, dog shit. Once everyone was traded, dog shit. This year, a little less, still for the most part, dog shit. Like, but then you have the situations where it's like, yeah, Daniel Tice starting basketball games. What he played 26 games for, started 21 of them. Huh? Like what? I even look back to look at when Tice used to even start games, like back with Boston in 2019, 2020. It's not like he's blowing up the damn stat sheet. Walker Kessler, I do too. I should make a video on him. I should make a video on him. Triple J is gonna be a star, hopefully. They fried Silas. Someone gave Silas an edible to help ease the nervousness. Now he's just nonstop fried. No, he didn't get fired though. Sharp at 5 should be a lock. Wow. Holy shit. That's why it sucks, bro. It sucks sometimes that it's like there's so many interesting players, but it's such a vital draft for the Rockets to get a star. Yep, would be cool. Or the Cavs even just being in the plan. Anything's possible now. Rebuilds don't take decades anymore. Look at the Kings. They're still stuck in that lottery shit. You just gotta have a plan. You gotta know what you're doing, bro. Like you gotta have a plan, and I have faith in Raphael Stone. Wow, are they really good for the Astros? I should make some Astros videos on the channel. Hell, I'm gonna make a shout out Swaggy, bro. I remember making like 2 last summer, I think. Exactly. Dude, it's tough. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It's tough. Yes, Marcus. I was just talking about this. Yes. Bro, yes. This is what I think would happen. This is the one way I see Christian Wood being traded is if the Houston Rockets have a guy between 5 and 17 that they are not 5 and 17, sorry, like 5 and 8, 5 and 10 that they know if he's still on the board at blank, that's when they would make a move. That's the world. That's the world I see where Christian Wood could possibly get traded. Thank you, sir. Raiders, baby. They're some fucking fuckers, aren't they? I knew Raiders fans would be hard edge. They're no nonsense. Raiders fans have opinions to say, and they're gonna fucking say it. I know, right? Thank God. I mean, bro, Jesus Christ. Last year was so nervous. Oh my God, dude, it was so nerve-wracking. Oh my God. Oh, Man U fan. Not make. He got so much better as it went on. You know what, Bruce? I don't have an answer for you. I'm gonna make a video out of this. What to do if fall to 5? All right, guys. That is going to be it. Like I said, I'm gonna try and Packers are winning the Super Bowl this year. Um, I'm gonna try and do this every day, like I said. But my idea is to get you guys on it. My Discord is down below. My Twitter is and stuff. If you want to be on tomorrow's episode, send me a message. Doesn't have to be one. More the merrier. I don't know how many Swaggy. Maybe you know how many we can do, but be nice to get Swaggy in here as well. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in and get ready for some content, man. I bought a 2K computer. I thought you meant like a 2K22 computer. Hell yeah, though. That's kind of dope, man. Good shit. Gaming? Swaggy, hop on those streams, man. I'm about to get Twitch going. Also, guys, I'm going live on Twitch in probably an hour before I have to go out for the night. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. But that's not my Twitch, bro. Fuck. No, I don't want to show that. That's not my Twitch. My Twitch, I don't think it would link. Is it in the bio of these? Follow my Twitter and you'll know when I'm live. It's Will_Upton. Mac Pro, yes, dude. I have a MacBook Air and they're money, bro. They're money. I can't believe I was Windows for so long. I was an idiot. All right, that's it for today. Appreciate it. I'll type it for you. I don't think this will show up as a link, but I'll probably be playing Call of Duty today. And maybe I'm going to get pretty drunk tonight. It's my buddy's grad party downtown at a rooftop in Chi-Town. So I'll take some videos. But appreciate you guys. I need to find my graduation. Yesterday, real quick fun story. I had my graduation yesterday, and they have like a big screen at the top for people who can't see, and there was a camera, and I looked immediately into the camera the whole time I walked across the stage and threw up the H. I want to find a video of it.